Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And this week, I will be talking about Impact Wrestling for Slammiversary. Of course, another round for a pay-per-view for this month and still continues on. And we'll actually be ending things with AEW's The Forbidden Door, but this is about for Impact Wrestling. And what we did have, what happened, what went down, everything else in between. Where we had actually two matches on it, the actual pre-show where we had the digital media championship where we had Rich Ron and Brian Myers going at it, and Rich Ron able to get his win there and move on, hopefully from Brian Myers, and actually getting more a hold of the digital media championship as well. Then we have the reverse battle royal on this one, basically having everyone deal with things on the outside to get into the ring and everything. So it is a little bit confusing, but as you see it go on and happen, uh, it isn't too hard to actually follow. So where we had uh, quite a few people in this, so we had the likes of Johnny Swinger, Ziggy Dice on this one. The last time they were dealing with things, they were actually one of the people that were a part of the tag team gauntlet and everything last time. Now they were in the battle royal for this one for Slammiversary. We had Chris Bay, David Young, Shira on this one, Raj Singh on this one, Bhupinder Jinder, Shark Boy, Crazy Steve, Shogun on this one, Aiden Prince on this, Nate Webb, Mike Jackson, Steve Macklin, Chase Stevens, Slash, and all in this battle royal. I thought at least Chris Bay would have been one of them and everything, one of my main picks to actually be able to win this, but we actually had Shark Boy ending up getting the win, which not really too far surprised. So that's actually really cool, and can't go wrong with that. So I really wanted Chris Bay to win, but Shark Boy winning definitely makes sense and have an original actually win. Where we had the main card, where we started things off really big with the Ultimate X match for the X Division championship on this one, where we had Ace Austin, Kenny King, Andrew Everett, Alex Zane, Mike Bailey, and Trey Miguel all on this one. Could have went to anyone if I'm all on this, and I would have been cool with it. I could have seen Ace Austin somehow getting away with it and actually dealing with the X Division title a lot more. But in the end, we had Mike Bailey actually getting the win and the championship, which is really cool. He's been on a roll lately, and I've been a fan of him as of late. So that's been really dope to see them. We also had a lot of surprises throughout the night, and some originals able to come back and able to do some video uh, thank yous basically on that. So that was really cool, like seeing the likes of AJ Styles. We saw Dixie Carter actually showed up there. We had Christy Hemme, just to name a few, show up and show their support as well. We also had America's Most Wanted show up, so it has been really awesome and really in the fields with all the returning people there for sure. And then we had the Knockouts title, tag team titles on the line for the Influence and as well Taya Valkyrie and as well Rosemary trying to work things out and everything. And with this one, the Influence were doing everything that they can to actually keep their tag team titles. But we actually had Rosemary and as well Taya Valkyrie get the tag team titles. So curious to see who will be able to face them next now and to see where things will go for the Influence and everything. Are they going to go the separate ways and stuff? So that remains to be seen. Then we had the Monsters Ball match, which we saw the returning Sami Callihan, which is amazing, dealing with Moose and having unfinished business. Basically, seeing it all, where we had, the use of the weapons involved and everything, and doing everything that they can to stop one another, and Sami Callihan making this his match, and as well making the win there. So we'll see um, what's next out of these two. Then we get into the World Tag Team title match. We had the Briscoes and the Good Brothers on this one. And I was really pulling for the Briscoes to actually get their win and retain. But it looks like the Good Brothers were able to get the tag team titles back and everything. I really didn't want that to happen. I wanted the Briscoes to continue things. And I've been enjoying them back on Impact. But it looks like things might be done for them at this current time, so I'll have more on that later on. So I did hear that they possibly might be done with Impact as of Slammiversary, so we'll see where they'll actually be going from there. And then we get into one of the big matches for Honor No More, dealing with the originals. So on this one, we had Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Vincent, and PCL with Maria on this one. And the originals dealing with Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Frankie Kazarian, which is cool, Nick Aldis, and as well the mystery, a tag partner. Who would it be? None other than Davey Richards, which is really awesome. I've been dying for a return for Davey Richards, and dealing with those two. I wish Davey Richards was on the other side dealing with Eddie Edwards and everything to have that full Rules reunion, but they were able to still basically continue kind of like where they left off and everything, since they split a long time ago and they went their separate ways, so they're still basically dealing with their unfinished business and that. So they had their interaction, everybody had their interactions, and the originals getting the win makes sense. It's cool to see that happen, and that was really awesome there. Really fun match, definitely, for sure, when it comes to that tag team match. And then we get into, once again, with the knockouts, of course, the Queen of the Mountain, the very first ever Queen of the Mountain match and everything. And this one was definitely exciting because we had Mickie James as enforcer. She did a hell of a job, definitely. So we had the likes of Tasha Steelz, of course, the champion, having the title on the line with Savannah Evans, dealing with Deonna Purrazzo, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Mia Yim. I was really pulling for Mia Yim the most to actually win this. I could have went to any one of these women and I would have been fine with it, but Jordan Grace actually winning it makes sense. It's really cool. Long time coming and everything, and like I said, Mickie James held her own. She didn't want to deal with any bullshit from anybody, so she wasn't afraid to actually put anyone in the penalty box when she saw fit, and actually threw them in herself personally. I felt like at times she should have been in this match actually wrestling for the Knockouts title, and in that actual first ever Queen of the Mountain match. That would have been awesome to see that, but dealing with that role, she did that perfectly, and congrats to Jordan Grace actually getting the Knockouts title. Then we get into the main event, the World Championship on the line, the Impact World Championship, Josh Alexander and as well Eric Young, and dealing with, of course, Dina on the outside in full support of Eric Young and everything, and these two basically doing everything and using everything that they can to advantage on this one, uh, dealing with a lot too, especially with Josh Alexander wanting to remain champion as much as he can, and Eric Young trying to gain back the title after for so long and everything. We saw basically the ring basically exposed and everything, dealing like with the power drivers and stuff like that. And tried to have it to be the advantage of Eric Young, but that backfired, and Josh Alexander basically having payback on him and able to retain the world title. So a really exciting, enjoyable night for Slammiversary, one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, definitely, for sure, without a doubt. So basically right now it's going towards WrestleMania, AEW Double or Nothing, and now Slammiversary as my top favorite pay-per-views of the year thus far. I will see what happens with the Forbidden Door on that. So that is my thoughts. What are your thoughts, especially having it be for a YouTube exclusive this week, and as well as always on definitely Anchor and Spotify. So if you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, and as well hit the notification bell to stay notified for all of my videos, especially for the In the Hot Seat podcast, and continue your support. I appreciate it as always. So let me know what your thoughts are, whether it be on YouTube, Twitter, or whatever else, Instagram as well, and we will continue the discussion on top of that to see what you thought of Slammiversary. Until then, of course, I'll be back for the Forbidden Door for AEW. Until then, I'll catch you guys next time for the next episode for the In the Hot Seat podcast. And until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday, the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.